Hey there, baseball fans. Ready to cut through the noise and get straight to the good stuff. Yesterday, July 30th, 2025, was an absolute whirlwind in Major League Baseball. 30 teams hit the diamond, giving us everything from slugfests to, well, masterful pitching duels. You've sent us your sources from detailed box scores to sharp analyses, and our mission today is to pull out the most important nuggets, the surprising facts, and, the deeper implications from this epic day of baseball.
Yeah, what's truly fascinating about yesterday's slate is how it didn't just give us individual game outcomes. It really wove this rich tapestry of storylines, revealing so much about team character and strategic choices. We're talking about everything from those nail-biting finishes that went down to the wire to completely dominant displays of offense and pitching that signal a team's true potential. Our mission is to dissect the drama, the tactical plays, and the standout individual performances that really define these contests.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Starting in the American League.
Sounds good.
We saw some intense divisional battles, particularly in the AL East. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles, two teams constantly battling for position, they ended up splitting their doubleheader. Walk us through that series, what really stood out there.
Well, that was a classic AL East tug-of-war, really. In the opener, the Orioles, they grabbed a tight 3-2 victory. It was a testament to their bullpen depth and, timely hitting. Starter Grayson Rodriguez was masterful, going 7 strong innings, allowing just 2 runs. He really set the tone.
Okay, so pitching dominant in Game 1 for Baltimore.
Exactly. But then the Blue Jays roared back in the nightcap with a wild 9-8 win. That game showcased Toronto's offensive explosiveness. Bo Bichette hit a crucial 2-run homer in the 7th to put them ahead for good.
Wow, 9-8. Quite the turnaround.
It really was. So it wasn't just a split. It highlighted Baltimore's pitching consistency in Game 1 versus Toronto's ability to just explode offensively when needed, even in a high-pressure spot.
Speaking of dominant performances, the Detroit Tigers certainly made a statement over in the AL Central. They had a phenomenal day, sweeping their doubleheader against the Arizona Diamondbacks. What did those sources highlight as the key to that offensive explosion?
Oh, the Tigers absolutely crushed it. They won 12-2 and 7-2. And what was striking wasn't just the scores, but how they achieved them. In the first game, Spencer Torkelson had just a monstrous day at the plate, drove in 4 runs.
Oh, OBIs. Nice.
Yeah, their bats were just relentless, hitting multiple extra base hits, capitalizing on seemingly every D-backs pitching mistake. This sweep signals a real surge for Detroit. They controlled both games from the first pitch, showcasing maybe a renewed confidence in their lineup. Could be a huge momentum builder for them as we head towards August.
Definitely something to watch. And elsewhere in the AL Central, the Cleveland Guardians kept up their solid play against the Colorado Rockies.
They did. Secured a comfortable 10-4 victory at home. Cleveland's offense, known for its small ball and efficiency, really flexed its muscles yesterday. They managed to put up double-digit runs thanks to a consistent approach, just proved too potent for the Rockies' pitching, despite Colorado managing to push a few runs across themselves.
So it's just methodical hitting from Cleveland.
Exactly. A very disciplined offensive performance.
Okay, pivoting to the AL West now. Another team delivered a commanding doubleheader sweep.
That would be the Houston Astros, showing why they're perennial contenders, right? They swept the Washington Nationals with convincing wins of 7-4 and 9-1. What's fascinating here is how the Astros showcased their well-rounded attack. You had elite starting pitching from Framber Valdez in Game 1.
Always tough.
Right. Coupled with consistent offensive production throughout both contests, it truly emphasized the contrasting trajectories of these two franchises this season. You've got Houston, a finely tuned machine, and the Nationals, still very much in a rebuilding phase.
Makes sense. And there was a tight AL West showdown as well.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Angels edged out the Texas Rangers 8-5. This wasn't just a high-scoring game. It really highlighted the offensive capabilities of both teams. Power displays were a key factor.
Like who? Any big moments jump out?
Well, Shohei Ohtani hit a crucial go-ahead 2-run blast for the Angels in the 7th.
Kind of underscores the impact of individual star power in those close contests, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, let's turn our attention now to the National League. Starting in the NL East, we saw another doubleheader split that kept things interesting.
The Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago White Sox split their interleague doubleheader. The Phillies took the first game 6-3, capitalizing on scoring opportunities largely thanks to a key 3-run double from Bryce Harper.
Harper coming through clutch again.
As he does. But the White Sox responded emphatically in the second game, notching a dominant 9-3 win. This suggests not just competitive balance, but, the sheer volatility of doubleheader matchups. Different pitchers, different lineups, often a completely different game flow.
Right, you never know what you'll get in game two. And an impressive shutout performance in the NL East as well.
Yes. The Miami Marlins delivered a really strong statement, shutting out the St. Louis Cardinals 5-0 on the road. This showcased the Marlins' pitching prowess in spades. Sandy Alcantara was dominating through 8 innings.
8 innings, wow.
Yeah, kept the Cardinals' bats totally silent, never let him get a runner past second base, I think. It was just a complete performance that really highlighted their ability to generate enough offense against a traditionally strong Cardinals team. Proved they can win with that elite pitching.
Big win for Miami. Okay, NL Central now. The Milwaukee Brewers continued their strong season, but not without a response from their opponents.
Right, they started with a decisive 9-3 victory over the Chicago Cubs. Demonstrated their all-around strength, solid pitching from Corbin Burns, and a productive offense.
Standard Brewers baseball lately?
Pretty much. However, the Cubs, showing real resilience, managed to bounce back in the second game of their doubleheader. They secured a resounding 10-3 victory.
So another split, but with big margins both ways.
Exactly. And what's fascinating about this is how the Cubs' bats, led by Seiya Suzuki, who had 4 RBIs in Game 2, just came alive after that tough loss, showcased their ability to quickly reset and put runs on the board.
Interesting. And a very close contest in the NL Central, too.
Yeah, the Cincinnati Reds fell just short in a tight 5-4 contest against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Despite a valiant effort, the Reds just couldn't overcome the Dodgers' deep pitching and timely hitting.
Who is the difference maker there?
Freddie Freeman hit a crucial solo shot in the 8th that proved to be the difference maker. It really illustrates how even a single swing can tip the scales in such a closely fought game.
Always tough losing those close ones. Finally, let's round out our league analysis with the NL West.
Okay. The San Diego Padres had a successful day against the New York Mets, securing a solid 7-1 victory. The Padres demonstrated strong starting pitching from Joe Musgrove, who effectively limited the Mets' scoring opportunities.
Musgrove looked sharp then.
He did, and they capitalized on offensive chances, while the Mets, well, they just struggled to generate runs against a quality arm.
Gotcha. And another doubleheader sweep in the NL West, but these were extremely tight games, right?
Absolutely. The Pittsburgh Pirates swept their doubleheader against the San Francisco Giants with nail-biting 3-1 and 2-1 victories. These low-scoring affairs were truly pitchers' duels, highlighted strong pitching and defensive play from both sides.
So not offensive explosions like Detroit, but grinding it out.
Exactly. The Pirates ultimately found just enough offense, a couple of key RBI singles in high-leverage situations to secure both wins, demonstrated their ability to, grind out victories in tight contests.
Impressive sweep for the Bucks, and one more strong performance to mention out west.
Yeah, the Oakland Athletics also secured a convincing 6-1 win against the Seattle Mariners. This was a strong performance on both sides of the ball for the A's. Their pitching staff held the Mariners to just 1 run while their offense consistently put pressure on.
Good win for Oakland.
A much-needed win that showcased their potential when everything clicks.
Okay, let's try and connect all these pieces now. Beyond the individual game outcomes, what were the major currents running through these July 30th matchups? What insights can we really pull out of all this data you've gathered for us?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, a clear recurring theme was the sheer impact of those doubleheader splits. What was particularly striking wasn't just the contrast in outcomes, but how certain teams, like, say, the Blue Jays, showcased an unexpected mid-game adjustment ability.
Right, coming back strong in Game 2.
Exactly. Whereas others, maybe like the Phillies, seemed to struggle to maintain that momentum after a win in the first game. This suggests maybe differing levels of coaching adaptability under pressure. It's a critical factor as we head into the jog days of summer and players face that physical and mental fatigue.
That's a great point. And when we look at the teams that truly dominated, like the Tigers with their sweep or the Marlins with that shutout, what were the common threads there?
Strong starting pitching. It proved to be such a critical bedrock for many of the victories, just setting the tone and allowing offenses to capitalize. Think about Grayson Rodriguez early for Baltimore, or Sandy Alcantara for Miami.
Yeah, those performances stood out.
But it wasn't just about throwing strikes. Additionally, timely hitting, specifically the ability to score with runners in scoring position, was often the difference maker. We saw that with Adley Rutschman's clutch hit for the Orioles or Bichette's homer for the Blue Jays we mentioned.
Those moments change games.
They absolutely do. And this raises an important question for any contender, really. How much does that clutch factor, that ability to execute in high-leverage situations, truly define a team's potential for a deep playoff run? It's not just about getting on base, it's about bringing those runners home.
Yeah, executing when it matters most. And then there's the overall unpredictable nature of baseball, isn't there? We saw upsets, like the White Sox bouncing back for a dominant win after a loss. Does this day of games tell us anything new about the parity in the league?
Absolutely. I mean, the variety of outcomes yesterday, from dominant sweeps to those unexpected turnarounds and doubleheaders, it just reminds us that on any given day, any team can be a spoiler or find an unexpected gear. It really underscores the intense parity that seems to exist across Major League Baseball this season.
You really don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly. And that's precisely what keeps us fans hooked, right? It's not always the big names. Sometimes it's an unexpected player stepping up or a team showing resilience when you least expect it.
So what does this all mean for you, the fan, looking at the standings and maybe projecting ahead? Yesterday's extensive slate of Major League Baseball games offered just a captivating snapshot of the ongoing season. We witnessed thrilling divisional battles, dominant sweeps, surprising upsets, each game contributing its unique thread to the larger narrative of the 2025 season.
And what's fascinating here is how those doubleheader splits really highlighted the resilience and adaptability of teams, testing their depth and coaching strategies in real time. Conversely, the dominant victories we discussed, like Detroit's, showcased the potential of certain clubs to just control a series from start to finish, sending a clear message to their rivals.
Definitely.
Key performances from both established stars, like Ohtani and Harper, and maybe some emerging talents, provided those memorable moments, changing the complexion of games in an instant. And those tight contests, they just underscored the razor-thin margins that often separate victory and defeat, emphasizing the importance of every pitch, every at-bat, every single defensive play.
Looking ahead then, the results from yesterday will undoubtedly have ripple effects, right? On team standings, player morale, maybe even strategic decisions moving forward. Momentum gained from a dominant win or series sweep can be absolutely invaluable as teams push towards the postseason.
For sure. And conversely, tough losses and missed opportunities can serve as a powerful motivation for immediate adjustments and improvements. This raises an important question, I think. How will the subtle shifts in confidence, the insights gained from challenging matchups, and the outcomes from these July 30th contests play a crucial role in shaping not just the current playoff picture, but the team's entire trajectories over the next few weeks?
Yeah, that's the big question. Think about this as we wrap up. How much can a single day of baseball, with all its dramatic wins and crushing losses, truly act as a catalyst? Can it propel a team toward a championship or maybe force them to rethink their entire approach for the stretch run?